A very good day to our lecturer who is watching the presentation and to our beloved members. We are Zootopia, which consists of 4 members and are from UOW Malaysia KDU. This presentation is to fulfill the coursework MPU3392G, Ethics and Moral 3. We are in the September 2021 semester. I am Darlene Chow with student ID 0198899 as the team leader. The title of today's presentation is Normative Ethics as the Underpinning of Professional Morals and Ethics, a book review. Before beginning on the book, I'd like to introduce our author, Shelley Carden. He was born in the year 1956, and only in 1976, he received his Bachelor of Arts from Wesleyan University. He received his PhD from Princeton University in year 1982, and then he moved a year later in year 1995 after teaching many years in University of Pittsburgh and University of Illinois at Chicago. His famous works include Normative Ethics, The Limits of Morality, and The Geometry of Desert. And now for a brief overview of the book Normative Ethics. Shelley Carden begins the book with philosophical views of morality, specifically normative ethics, against factors such as consequences, consent, and harm. He explains clearly about the moral factors and theoretical foundations, which mirrors the works of other authors and contemporary philosophers. Theories that were mentioned include egoism, deontology systems, teleological foundations, universalizability, and many more. He emphasizes the differences between and within those theories and show how they stand relevant with each other. He provides critical views on those theories, but does not go in much detail. However, he states the pros and cons of each theory and leaving it up to readers to find out more on themselves. This book is more targeted to philosophy graduates on the upper level. However, general readers also might find this useful if they want to understand more on the basic principles of moral theories and systems. Now, I'd like to pass on to Neji to continue.
Hello everyone, I'm Neji and my student ID is 0199080. My position in this group is Assistant Group Leader. I'm currently taking Bachelor's of Arts in Business Management. I think that the most important aspect of the book is the factors and foundation. In this aspect, it has discussed about much of the work of normative ethics is a matter of articulating these various normative factors and discovering how they interact so as to determine the moral status of an act. In the example of the drowning woman proposed by the author, even it is a limited sample, but it should be sufficient to help fix the basic idea of morally relevant factors. It nicely illustrates the way in which the various relevant normative factors together determine the moral status of a given action. Next. So, why do I think that it is important? It is because knowledge of the normative factors can be an invaluable guide in trying to figure out what it is that we should do. After all, if the normative factors are what make it be the case that any given action has the particular moral status that it does, then someone with an adequate understanding the normative factors and how they interact would be in a good position to decide just what the moral status of a given act really come to. So how useful in life? Since the factor determine the moral status of the act, thinking about the factors can help us determine the status of the act as well. If an act will have bad result, that is a reason not to perform it. On the other hand, it will have a good result, then there is a reason to perform it. Besides that, we do often appear to the presence or absence of various factors in deciding how we should act. This is especially so in complex or controversial cases, where our spontaneous judgment and intuitions may leave us uncertainty and confused or in sub disagreement with the opinion of others. Next, I will pass to Li Jiahun to continue.
Hello everyone, I'm Lee Chahan, 0199251. I'm currently taking Bachelor of Arts in Business Management. I'm also the secretary of the group. Today, I would like to talk about the brief quote regarding the given concept. Normative active arriving at moral standards that regulate rights and wrong conduct. This is also the quote regarding to our given concept. First, the normative ethic is the branch of moral philosophy or ethics that is concerned with criteria of what is morally wrong, right or wrong. It also includes the formulations of moral rules that have directly implications toward human actions, performance, and way of life to be act. Next. Second, why normative ethics have no right or wrongs? Because every group having their own way of moral views, such as what kind of action needs to be acted in daily life. Besides, it also important not to confuse the substantive moral claims of normative ethics with mere description of moral belief or ethical codes of some group or society. In addition, it is one thing to tell us how a given society thinks people should be act. It is also quite another thing that tell us whether it is indeed the way of people really should be act. Lastly, how normative ethics benefit to us? The moral study believes that different culture can help full human in several ways because it can help to open our eyes and increase our knowledge to the fact that different groups have different opinion in a single moral questions, such as on some of the matters that seem more self-evident to our culture or belief. If nothing else, this may deepen our desire to discover to what extent our moral of view can be defended. And now I would like to pass to Tan Jia-yi to continue the rest.
Hello, my name is Sanjay and my student ID is 0199081. My portion in the group is as group committee member, currently taking the bachelor degree in business management course. After we finished reviewing this book, I found that this is a good book to rethink the normative ethic concept because it has provided example to make the reader can more understand about the normative ethics. For example, just now the Meichi say the author has placed an example, the drawing woman. It also gives the reader know if your action can bring out good outcome, then you can continue to perform the action, although this action in some people's side is wrong. Next. The reason to say although your action is wrong at another people's side, but you can continue to do it is because your action can help other people, enhance well-being, and limit suffering. Then it's beneficial to him or her. In addition, when solving the issue, every people do not need to concern the other people's opinion about your action is right or wrong, because different people has the different viewpoint, and their opinion may can add your additional knowledge. In conclusion, this book is suggested to the public to read because when some of the people make the decision do not match to public majority, they will feel stressed because the society or their friend think their action is wrong. This one can help them to reduce their should I do this action questions while making decision to solve an ethical issue. It's because inside the book have shown no matter your action at other people's side are wrong, but if the action help to perform good outcome, thus it will be a good moral standard to the public. That's all from our presentation. Thanks for your listening.